pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Board Member Alba? Board Member DeStefan?
Here.
Board Member Storms? Here. Board Member Van Barcom?
Here.
Supervisor Dale?
Here. Board Member Alba will not be here. She was held out of town for some business.
Not in jail, is she?
No.
Good.
Wow.
You never know.
That's something. Entertain a motion to approve the previous town board meeting minutes.
Make that motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Supervisor's financial report, September 2019 revenues, zoning fees, $295, police fees, $60, ambulance fees, $3,858.01. Town clerk fees, easy pass conservation, $122.99. Cell tower, $1,002.85. Justice fees, $10,206. Building permit fees, $2,276.50. Dog licenses, $72.50. Central mail contractual, $105.60. Ulster County sales tax, $38,624.64. Recycling miscellaneous revenue, $188.40. Registrar fees, $220. Totals, $57,032.41. Communications, month of October 2019, 2020 tentative budget. I've released a tentative budget, which we will vote on tonight to accept as the preliminary budget for 2020. We will again have to exceed the state imposed tax cap, mostly due to increases in employee salaries and healthcare and retirement projections. In regards to the general budget, as I've said, most of the increases come from increases in salaries, reflecting the increases in minimum wage, which as of January 1 goes up another 70 cents per hour to $11.80. The minimum wage is due to increase this increment each year until at least 2022, or when the entire state meets the $15 minimum wage. In consideration of this, and out of respect for those who have put in the time and worked up to their current rates, and raising all employees who are under $15 per hour to the full 70 cents, while other employees raise approximately 40 to 50 cents per hour. I've increased a few elected officials, roughly 2%, supervisor, town clerk, highway superintendent, and assessor chair, but minimally $750 to $1,000 for the year. By far, the largest increase in salaries is the ambulance department. This is our largest group of employees, and we have had difficulty in attracting more professionals to help us due to the relatively lower rate of pay they would receive versus other local departments. This leads us to pay more overtime and continuing full-time employees, as we have a limited number of part-timers. In conversations with the chief and deputy chief, we do see a need to hire at least one more full-time medic, which could help alleviate much of the overtime in that field. But would still need to find more part-time employees to fill in for times of vacation, sick, and personal days. Our drivers would only receive the new minimum wage of $11.80 per hour, with EMTBs starting at $12.80 per hour, and paramedics starting at $20 an hour. Additionally, in order to bring more equality to the chief's position in line with the police department, I'm proposing raising the chief from $12,000 to $20,000 annually. In conversation and agreement with the chief, he would be required to cover at least one shift a week, which again would help in reducing overtime costs and saves us financially identical to the police chief. I've increased the line dedicated for part-time zoning officer to see if we can again find someone to help Howie with current work and work that may be increasing due to several factors currently within that department. Town Museum has followed through on their promise to establish itself as a standalone not-for-profit. We are changing their budget line wholly to contractual, as they will now take on the responsibilities of paying their employee, setting her wage, and to meet other increased costs. It will help to streamline their purchasing ability and to handle their own payroll costs. Phoenicia Library has requested a roughly $10,000 increase for next year, which is subject to a public referendum. In anticipation of its passing, I'm adding that to the budget now. Other increases come from retirement and healthcare, as they have projected to rise at near 10% increase in retirement, a $20,000 increase, and near 6% in healthcare, which amounts to a $10,000 increase. General tax increase for 2020 is projected at 4.92%. On the highway budget, we are happy to report that due to finally receiving most of the funds due us from FEMA, we can now remove the costs associated with floating the revenue anticipation note bond. But there will be increases due to anticipated employee costs and machinery as we continue to replace our aging fleet of highway vehicles. Retirement is similarly increasing, adding roughly $10,000. Highway has plenty of money to run through the year and plenty in its time. At this time, the highway budget is showing a tax increase of 1.46%. Phoenicia Water District, where bills have been relatively flat since last year, we are not increasing the rate on usage, but the tax levy will increase due to personnel-related costs with an increase of $1,600 or 2.8%. Pine Hill Water District tax will remain the same at this time. Don Clark has requested that we consider a slight increase in the usage rate, which has been $3.59 per 1,000 gallons for a little over a decade. A small increase to $5 is being considered in order to provide him with some additional necessary funding. We will be scheduling a public hearing once we finalize what the new rate would suffice. The fire districts, Phoenicia Fire District is not considering a rate hike this year. Big Indian Olivia is requesting a 2.19% increase of just over $2,000, and Pine Hill High Mount is to increase a flat 2%, approximately $2,000. Lighting districts will remain unchanged. All said and done, spending is going up 2.5% with a combined overall tax increase of 3.09%. The increase means that barring any change in your assessment, for every $500 in town taxes you paid this year, next year you will go up by roughly $15.45. We will hold a special meeting on Wednesday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. to adopt the law allowing us to exceed the tax cap. We will also be holding our annual budget public hearing just prior to our next board meeting scheduled for 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, November 6, 2019, the evening after Election Day. Shandaken Septic District. Bids were due last week for the district work to be performed prior to the funding being turned over to the town. There are approximately 30 homes due to receive either new septic systems or repairs within the district in this bid package. Following review by our friends at CWC and Lamont Engineering, we will be awarding the bid to Evergreen Mountain Construction for a price of $447,000. Miscellaneous. We have our annual resolution regarding a curfew for Halloween. I'd also like to mention some upcoming events. Pine Hill will be hosting the 4th annual block party on this coming Sunday, October 13th, starting at 12 p.m. in the parking lot on Main Street. It's a free event to raise funds for a freestyle park in Pine Hill. A real community event, we have live music all day. Woodstock and Westfield Breweries will be providing beverages, along with Bloody Marys from Union Grove Distillery. There are craft vendors and activities at the community center. All are welcome as the music continues into the night at the Pine Hill Arms and the Jewel Weed. On Halloween evening, it appears there's plans and work again for the parking lot in Pine Hill to host a trunk or treat party from 5 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, October 31st. A fairly new activity, anyone is welcome to bring their car and decorations for the trunk in order to provide the kids with a safe way to trick or treat. It saves the parents from driving all over to find homes and lets the parents get together and enjoy the evening with the kids. Community Center will be hosting events for young and old alike, and again, it is a free event and all are welcome to participate. Our next regular meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, November 6, 2019 at 7 p.m. And with that, we'll go into committee reports, unless you got.
Yeah, I do two things. Okay, so the recycling center will be closed Columbus Day weekend. That would be Saturday the 12th and Monday the 14th. Joe is going fishing. He's going, he never takes off and he works every holiday. He's going last year?
Alaska.
Oh, okay. So this Thursday be it until the following Thursday, folks. Saturday is our annual tag sale to benefit the dog shelter and the Shandaken Animal Volunteer Effort. It'll be at Migliorelli's Farm Stand on Route 28, 10 to 5. And the trunk or treat is the Phoenicia School Sunday, October 27th from 12 to 2, and at 2 o'clock on October 27th is the Halloween parade. Line up at the school at 1 and it'll proceed down to Parish Field. That's it.
Thank you. We'll move on to committee reports, the ambulance.
evening. September 2019 report for Town of Shandaken Ambulance. Total calls received was 25. Mutual aid was given once to Greene County. We did not receive any mutual aid. As many of you are aware, October ushers in a myriad of fire prevention activities in the United States. As Fire Prevention Week in 2019 is from October 6th to October 12th, many of our local departments take time throughout the entire month to visit local schools and civic organizations to promote fire safety in all age groups. Kudos to those dedicated individuals, and be sure to say hello when you see them. This year's theme for Fire Prevention Week is Not All Heroes Wear Capes. Quirky as that sounds, be a hero to your family and take some time this month to educate your loved ones about what you've learned about fire safety over the years. Simple things like going over your home escape plan, stop, drop, and roll, and designating a meeting place in case of an at-home emergency are all good examples of things that you can review that can potentially save a life. If you haven't already, please check your smoke detectors and CO detectors, and if you need assistance, please contact the town clerk's office at 688-5004. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Building and zoning?
Okay, the report for September is we had 28 building permits issued, 3 demolition permits, 59 building inspections, 2 certificates of occupancy, 9 certificates of compliance, 1 stop work order, and 3 violation letters. I should make it known to the community that Ralph Reese, who has served a long time on the ZBA, has resigned, and we need a new member of the community to come forth and take this position.
Also of note for building and zoning, we did receive a resignation from Sandy Pedersen, who has been working as the secretary for that department. We'll do that through a motion as we get to resolutions, accept that resignation. It's not taking effect immediately, but she's going to stay on to help train whoever we can get to apply for the job, so we'll start advertising for the position as soon as we can. Police.
September 2019, there was a total of 224 incidents, 67 summons were issued, 9 arrests, and a total of 5,162 miles were put on the vehicles.
You will note that there was one of our vehicles hit a deer, one of the police vehicles, and we cracked it up pretty good. The vehicle is totaled. Insurance adjuster did come take a look at it. Right now, they're currently pricing out a new vehicle for the police department to replace that one under the insurance program. Phoenicia Water, Alfred?
Good evening. Nothing unusual to report. Like I said, everything is running well. Usage is roughly 50,000 gallons per day. It varies. On the weekends, it could be 60, but it's good. So, next meeting is the 16th, Wednesday, at 6:30.
Okay, thank you. Phoenicia Water, no one here, no report. Pine Hill Water, sorry. Museum.
Director's report for September 2019. We had 73 visitors this month. September passed so quickly. All the preparations for our 30th anniversary kept us all busy. Robert Sass did building repairs the entire week prior to the event as it was crunch time. He did the cement pours for the front steps, and the fire escape was also repaired. He worked on the chimney leak and the sheetrock and painted the interior damaged wall. Of course, the weather failed to cooperate and our outside events were canceled. Some of our board members were unable to attend, so we pulled back together and did our best to have a successful day, thanks to Bob Kalb, Richard DeHarris, and Mary Lou. History was shared with everyone. June Lamarcus spoke of the past, and former Director Charlie Zimmerman made an appearance as well. We are still receiving requests for the cookbook, as well as receiving more and more visits. I want to thank our town supervisor for speaking on behalf of the museum and his words of encouragement for the future of the museum. And thanks to those on the town board who also came and supported the museum on the 14th. Some genealogy searches are still active and more are coming in. Most recently, I'm researching George Cole, Josephine Smith, Robert and Jenny Smith, as well as Abigail Pallas. Chesney Enterprises' Michael O'Neill has contacted me again looking for more property searches. And the wampum belt has been returned to Nina Postapak at the Ulster County Archives building in Kingston. The week after our anniversary, we were included in Robert Selkowitz's reenactment of the Automobile Endurance Run of 1903. We quickly rebuilt our displays for that event. We're looking forward to October. The Native American Cultural Society will be having a meeting at the museum.
I'd also like to thank, there was some misunderstanding with some of the committee members leading up to that 30th anniversary event. I'm sad to say that we received resignation from Doris Nieves, Sarah,
Right, Speed.
and Frank Speed. We wish them the best of luck. They were great contributors to the museum. Understand that they wanted to part ways with the museum, and of course, the museum board is looking for more people to help out. And so if you can lend a hand, please give Mary Lou a call. All right? Thank you. Recreation, no report. Public comments on resolutions. Marty?
Just had a question about your tentative budget. Are you still receiving suggestions for something that should be included in the budget?
We can. I mean, that's why we have, that's why you go
So
from
at
10
that
to...
meeting,
If you have something you'd like to have included, you can, anytime during the month, you can
Okay.
forward to us. Any other public comments? If not, we'll move to motions. I'll make a motion that we accept Sandra Pedersen's resignation and advertise for the position of Building Department Secretary.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to resolutions.
Resolution 11419, whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming into the town for payment, to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. From general, $96,095.93. From highway, $134,074.07. Phoenicia Water, $4,514.02. Pine Hill Water, $4,974.03. Phoenicia Lights, $881.63. Chichester Lights, $142.58. Pine Hill Lights, $560.82, for a total of $241,242.28, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Dusko-Farnum?
Yes.
Board Member Storm?
Yes.
Board Member Van Barcom?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes.
Resolution 11519, resolution of the Town Board of the Town of Shandaken accepting the low bidder for contract number 1 for the Town of Shandaken Septic Maintenance District. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Shandaken, Town Board, previously entered into an agreement with the Catskill Watershed Corporation, CWC, to participate in the Community Watershed Management Program, which provides for the planning, design, and construction of community septic systems and/or the creation of septic maintenance districts in the New York City watershed west of the Hudson River. And whereas CWC's consultant for the program, Vermont Engineers, has prepared a preliminary engineer's report for the hamlet of Shandaken and the town of Shandaken, evaluating various alternative methods for managing the wastewater needs of the hamlet. And whereas the Town Board of the Town of Shandaken, by resolution passed May 6, 2019, established the Shandaken Sewer Maintenance District to be funded through a block grant administered by the CWC under the program. And whereas by resolution number 106, the district solicited bids to retain the services of the contractors to commence the repair, replacement, and maintenance of on-site septic systems within the district to serve the residents within the hamlet of Shandaken in accordance with design plans prepared by CWC's consultants under the program. And whereas the town has received the bids for the repair, replacement, and maintenance of on-site septic systems within the district, and the town has accepted a bid, by this resolution, the town board is authorizing the supervisor with assistance from project engineer to award the contract to the lowest responsible bidder as set forth below. Now be it resolved that the board authorizes the project engineer to issue a letter of award to the following lowest responsible bidder. Project component, contract number 1, general construction, contractor, Evergreen Mountain Contracting, and the bid amount was $447,000. Be it further resolved, the town board authorizes Supervisor Stanley to work with the project engineer and the project attorney to negotiate with the respective lowest responsible bidders on the terms, conditions, and final specifications of the project, and to execute contracts with those bidders. And be it further resolved that the town board authorizes Supervisor Stanley to execute all payment applications upon approval of the project engineer and move its adoption.
I'll second.
Board Member Dusko-Farnum?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Barcom?
Yes.
Supervisor Stanley?
Yes. Resolution 116-19, adopting tentative budget as preliminary budget, whereas the town of Shandaken has prepared a 2020 tentative budget for review. Therefore, be it resolved, the town board of the town of Shandaken hereby adopts the 2020 tentative budget as the 2020 preliminary budget for the town of Shandaken and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Daniel?
Yes.
Resolution 117-19, resolution setting public hearing and special meeting, whereas the town of Shandaken has business to attend to in a timely manner regarding certain activities relating to the town budget and amending local law number 2 of 2019. Whereas the town foresees the possible need of exceeding the New York State tax cap within its 2019 budget.
It should be 2020.
2020 budget. Therefore, be it resolved that the Town of Shandaken Town Board does hereby call for a public hearing and special meeting on the tax cap issue. Local law number 2 to exceed the New York State tax cap to be held on Wednesday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. at the Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, Shandaken, New York, to hear all those in favor and against such actions. I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Daniel?
Yes.
Setting public hearing on 2020 preliminary town budget, whereas a public hearing is held every year for the purpose of hearing all those in favor or against the adoption of the preliminary budget for the town of Shandaken as the annual budget. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Shandaken will meet and review the 2020 preliminary budget and hold a public hearing thereon at the Shandaken Town Hall on Wednesday, November 6th, 2019 at 6:30 p.m., preceding a regular town monthly meeting, and at such hearing, any person may be heard in favor or against the preliminary budget as compiled, or for or against any items or items therein contained, and I move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Daniel?
Yes.
Resolution 119-19, Halloween curfew resolution. Whereas the town of Shandaken Town Board in prior years adopted a resolution pertaining to a Halloween curfew to alleviate the damage resulting from unsupervised trick-or-treating, therefore be it resolved that a curfew throughout the town of Shandaken is declared for the evening of Thursday, October 31st, 2019, commencing at 9 p.m. and continuing until daylight. Said curfew to bar all children under the age of 18 unless accompanied by a parent or guardian from being on the streets, bridges, roadways, or properties other than their own, and empowering the police to enforce the same, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member DeScalani?
Sure, yes.
Board Member Storms?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor Daniel?
Yes.
Oh, your house is full of paper, dude.
Okay.
Be the first.
Open public comment. Yes, John.
Hi, good evening. For those of you who might not know me, I'm Joan Lawrence Bauer from the Catskill Mountain News, and I came to tell the town board and to tell the people in the town of Shandaken some information about a public forum that we have scheduled relative to elections coming up. And I've come to explain it because I've understood that there's been some confusion about where and when and how this forum might take place. The Catskill Mountain News and WIOX Radio are pleased to co-host a series of these events, had scheduled them for Roxbury, Middletown, and for Shandaken. During our candidate forum, each person who's running for office has an opportunity to make an opening statement, a closing statement, and to answer questions which have been provided in advance. The public forum that we hold is open to the public, and during the event, we also accept written questions from the public and pose those to the candidates as well. The written questions must be appropriate for each candidate and must be forward, what will you do questions, as opposed to why haven't you and things like that. We have offered to do this forum in Shandaken on October 21st. We've already completed the other forums, and this has been planned and invited since early August. Republicans immediately accepted the invitation. Democrats gave a tentative approval, but then asked to change the nature, the sponsorship, and the location of the forum. We agreed to change the nature of the forum, and instead of just including the supervisor candidates, we are now establishing a second half of the forum to include all candidates for town, council, and for the supervisor. We agreed to do that, and we have also agreed to pay for a videographer for the evening to make sure that in addition to a live broadcast on radio and live on Facebook, that it will also be available on public television. As requested by the Democrats, we've made those changes. We have not changed the nature of the forum in the question and answer, and our sponsorship has not changed. It is still WILX Radio and the news, because we've been partners in this for quite some time. We are cordially inviting all candidates to join us at the Emerson, which was chosen as a non-taxpayer paid site, as was true in the other communities. And because it has the live internet connections that we need, and it's open to the public, and it starts at 5:30 on October the 21st, and we look forward to a robust conversation between the candidates for Shandaken office on that evening. I have written information for all supervisors and for anyone in the audience who would like to have it, and I thank you for your attention.
Any other public comments? Marty?
Just so you don't have to remember it.